been a while since I've been back to Kingston Lacy. There's the needle. And there's the house. And what an object lesson in seizing the day. I had a business meeting with my friend Simon Rigby. What a wise and wonderful person. And I wanted to show him, as part of the joy of walking and talking and coaching while we walk, a bit of joint coaching together, I wanted to show him the flowers on the hazel trees that I had been so captivated by. And when I came a few weeks ago, they're gone. And the snowdrops are almost gone. They've passed their prime. But fear not, it is the time of the daffodils, which I will be showing you, and time of the cherry blossom, which is magnificent. But that's the beginning of the message. Seize the moment, because it all passes so quickly. And it might be a message for you as well. You know, maybe you've been good at something in the past, like, well, for me it was training. It's quite famous in the area of training. But maybe that was my snowdrop season. Maybe it's time for something else. Maybe it's time for storytelling, like this. So if you're going through a time of reflection at the moment, which is one of the outputs of the season of change we've been going through, maybe it's time to go, perhaps it's daffodil season for me, perhaps it's cherry blossom season for me, perhaps the time of the snowdrop has passed until next year. Let's go and see what we can discover. Simon and I were talking about legacy today. What do you want to be remembered for? Here's the Banks family, allegedly into banking. That'd be rather good, wouldn't it? Remembered by their architecture and their gardens. And here, these amazing steles, how you pronounce it? The obelisks. This one is a record of a tax commitment, I believe. Part of their legacy. It's even funnier, look. The inscription on this obelisk and pedestal record their dedication to King Ptolemy, I can't pronounce his second name there, and to Cleopatras, his queens, who authorised the priests of Isis in the Isle of Philae to erect them about 150 years BC as a perpetual memorial of exemption from taxation. It's a tax exemption needle. I don't think HMRC would like you sending one of those. One of the great harbingers of spring. The cherry blossom. Look at the work on that. Beautiful natural architecture to delight the heart. Spring is coming. I think it's already here. Look at how these flowers, like the snowdrops, keep their blooms facing down, so that if there is snow and other adverse circumstances, stamens all protected. Primroses, of course, the prime rose, the first rose, here amongst the ornamental grasses. And a foretaste of the splendour that is to come, the daffodils. So many varieties here at Kingston Lacy. It's going to be stunning. A favourite moment for me at Kingston Lacy, the sundial that reminds us of the importance of seizing the moment, and then the avenue of limes. Are you ready to see fields of daffodils? Come with me. Let's do this like a Hollywood reveal. Here's the laurel hedge, down to the white gate, and look at that. Look at that. The avenue of limes all trimmed ready for spring. And then so many different varieties of daffodils taking over from the snowdrop season. So I wonder what your daffodil type is. National Trust are very, very clever in the way they've planted the lime walk. There's always going to be something new to see. Best examples of mankind working with nature. So what's my purpose? My purpose is to share Kingston Lacy with you throughout the seasons, because it really is worth coming to time and time again, but also to learn the lesson of the seasons. You know, this last year, it's been really a time for people to think again, hasn't it? Think again about What's it all about? What are we trying to do in life? What's important? There's so many restrictions and yet so many great freedoms. Freedom to come here and exercise and enjoy. And recognise that there is a season for everything. For everything there is a season and a time. A time to rest, a time to be active, a time to plant, a time to reap, a time to throw away and a time to keep. Sounds like Ecclesiastes. So if you want help finding your season, maybe it's a time for a chat. Find out whether it's daffodil, snowdrop, hazel, bluebell season for you, rose. What's the right thing for you at this time? What do you really love doing? What do you want to be known for? Let me walk backwards so you can see this. What do you want to be remembered for? I mean, what a legacy here. These magnificent trees and plants. The Japanese talk about ikigai. It's a wonderful concept of 4 rings intersecting. Where you start with perhaps what you're good at, and then what you love, what the world needs, and what you'll be paid for. So let's do that again now that people are out of the way. What are you good at? What do you love doing? What does the world need? And what will people pay you for? And when those 4 overlap, you get your ikigai, your reason, your raison d'etre, your reason for living, your purpose, your mission, your profitable purpose, your profitable, I've trouble with that word, purpose. You know, can we have purpose and passion and profit working together with the people that want to buy that? See, I had a real revelation the other day that there's nothing wrong with your talent and your seed, but if you're not making money from it, if you're not making a living, then your seed is being sown in the wrong soil. Kingston Lacy is pretty good soil for daffodils and for snowdrops, as you can see. I know some of my friends have tried to grow snowdrops and not had much success. It's all about the soil, the seed, your talent. Your gifts are viable and valid, but they must find the right soil. So there's some thoughts for you. This is positively Wordsworth, isn't it? A host of golden daffodils. Not a bright spring day today, but what a gorgeous one. Look at the tete-a-tetes. Narcissus amongst the other varieties. It is their season. I wandered lonely as a cloud. Here's another favourite of mine, the camellias. And the camellias have done a really interesting trade-off because they flower early, but the flowers are so delicate. If we have another cold spell or frost, it will kill off the first batch of flowers. Seeing that brown one there, it's past its prime. But look at the buds. So what they have is a strategy to have waves, a campaign. They make the most of the early pollination opportunities, but they build in the buds so that if they have a reversal, they can bloom again. The next rank comes up to flourish, literally flourish. So beautiful. Kingston Lacy is home to the world famous Hyde collection of camellias and rhododendrons. Reminds me of a story about Tony Buzan when he was studying Aikido in Japan and his master painted blades of grass. And one of the foolish students said to the master, "Why don't you paint something else?" And the master's answer was, "No 2 blades of grass ever the same. No 2 camellias ever the same day to day." Look at this one, it's just about to emerge. Are you ready? Perfection. Look at that. We've had a lovely discussion with a super group of people. We were talking about my YouTube channel, which I couldn't remember the name of. I think it's Discovering Dorset. So if you do find my channel, this one's dedicated to you. It was lovely to chat to you. Fine detail in that. Pinks around. I think that's absolutely gorgeous. And you might be able to hear Mr. Busy Bee buzzing in the background, getting ready for spring. Ooh, this one just coming out, look. Little cup. And the dense buds as they begin to emerge. I can hear you, bee, where are you? There's the buds like promise. We promise we will bloom. We'll see you soon. This is a cascade of camellias. Floor to ceiling, ground to sky. A feast for the human eye. I just love that. Look at it. A feast on any day, bright or dull. Aha, I can see the bees working now. It's just magnificent. I think my friend Dawn Palmer would rather like these. They'd make great costumes, Dawn, wouldn't they? Glorious colours too. And there's the added joy of raindrops and dew on the very delicate petals. Like a diadem. And as if to amplify the lesson, these are the buds coming out on the magnolia. I reckon that's probably a week away. This will be covered in the most magnificent magnolia blossom. I just brought you along here to show you another one of my favourite little bits at Kingston Lacy. I've never seen a wind chime like this. It's got like copper bars inside. That's so wonderful. Like a bamboo shell. And this wonderful. Oh, this is new to me. What is happening here? The Japanese garden is being enriched with 100 new cherry trees, planted as part of the Sakura Cherry Tree Project. This is a Japanese initiative to celebrate cooperation and friendship between countries by gifting around 6,500 cherry trees to parks, gardens and schools across Britain to plant a legacy for future generations. How about that? Down to one of the Japanese gardens. This is the tea garden here, and there is the most magnificent scent, possibly that bush there, and then the elegant house and the ponds, and every moment of every day of every year, wonders to be seen. One of my favourite viewpoints at Kingston Lacy. There's like a little balcony part overlooking the tea garden. And this reminds me, I'm very grateful for Netflix and Amazon Prime and all those wonderful things at the moment. But nature flicks, oh, much better. The National Trust is a really good example of the fact that we can have peace. We can have peace and harmony between humankind and nature. If we become stewards of these wonderful plants and animals, and cultivate and nurture them and protect them for the mutual benefit of all of us, wonderful things can be enjoyed by every generation. There's the most gorgeous scent here. Now, this is take two because I thought it was a jasmine, but I've just met some wonderful people, a lot of wonderful people here at Kingston Lacy today, and we looked it up on their app and it's winter honeysuckle. Doesn't look like a honeysuckle variety, but that's what it said on the app, and I can understand that. Although looking at the leaves there, maybe that makes a bit more sense. But you get it for the scent. Oh! And that's near the tea garden. Beyond the formal tea garden are these beautiful, like, aconites. Not sure even what they are. Very delicate lilac to purple. Coming up in the banks. More beautiful camellias. This one occasionally comes out like a raspberry ripple. You look down here. Definitely raspberry flavoured. Another ground to sky camellia tree. And in the background, the noble beech trees. Lots of beautiful beech trees here in the gardens. The early bees are busy at work. Almost hear it going. Yum, 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 yum. Oh, there's one in the next blossom too. Drinking deeply. Oh yeah. Making the cycle happen again and again. Reveal for you. The first rhododendrons are out. Look at the beauty and complexity and architecture of that flower. Perfection of this camellia, with the dewdrops or raindrops on it, hiding in the leaves. Bring a flask, bring a picnic, bring friends. As the fields of snowdrops are coming to their end, the fields of golden daffodils are flourishing, and the cherry blossom to come. Wow. There for your joy, the path through spring, with thousands upon thousands of daffodils up the avenue of limes. Slightly different viewpoint. Wonderful. And so much promise for the future too. Joy for the present, promise for the future. Now the chances of you seeing this are quite slim, but I've been hearing them all morning. Off in the grass there, his head's just popping up and down, is a green woodpecker, the yaffle. I've been hearing their wonderful cry. And this is the first time I've seen one today. Hello, Professor Yaffle. Interesting when you think about it. They're actually bug diggers as well as woodpeckers, but it wouldn't sound quite as nice, would it? Here's a green bug digger. Woodpecker, much nicer. Not often you have the luxury of having the path to yourself. Crunch of the gravel. The joy of the green. Freedom. And bliss. Fitting, I think, to finish with a reveal. Kingston Lacy awaits you.